Hello and welcome to Chat G&G with me, Gags, and he's Grizz. How you doing, buddy?
Buddy is doing all right. How are we doing, buddy? How is the mood? What is the mood? We're here to gauge people's
Mood
moods,
is
I
great.
think.
I think the
Huh?
mood's great. I think it's fine. Like I'm
You
not.
may be, but there is elements of the mood in the fan base that I want to gauge. So we're gonna get into
I
it.
think
And
people are pissed off about the contract still, because that seems to be coming to the fore again and again, especially when we lose. I think, like that. I think it happens. But otherwise, I could have a bit of pragmatism. Like, when was the last time Liverpool did well in the Champions League and won the league? You're gonna have to be going back when it
okay.
wasn't the Champions League. It was when we were the European Cup. That's the last time we won it. Both things. The last time we won the league, we went out in the same round in 2020. So
Okay, so you're looking for omens. Are you looking
I'm
like
not even looking at omens. I'm just saying it's very
so you're
hard
looking
to
at
win a league.
statistically?
Yeah, it's very hard to win a league and a Champions League with a squad like ours. I don't think it's big, right? It's a big squad, but it's not quality-wise big. Like, the quality is 12 to 13, 14, maybe 15 players.
That you
Whereas,
trust. That
yeah,
you
yeah,
trust.
yeah, that he trusts. But I think that's what you have to gauge it on, in what the quality is,
What
what
the
the
coach
manager
trusts.
thinks is quality, right? Not what the fans think, because the fans can think whatever the hell they want. The guy
Yeah.
who's working with them day in, day out is going to know what suits his system.
Yeah.
So and we've gone straight into this, but my point is
We
that
have. It just
I think
shows you basically what it shows people that it's playing on Gags's mind every day, every night. These issues, these glaring issues that he's about to speak on.
no, I don't say it's an issue. I don't think I think the key thing is that we have to know what the limitation is of the squad. And I did say this right at the start of the January this year, that the squad's not ready for a trophy haul. It's not ready to go the distance, and something's going to give somewhere. And you could tell that we just weren't as energetic as PSG. They are able to rest players every weekend if they want to and still smash every team in their league, right? They don't have to go full pelt every game. In the Premier League, even though it's a Southampton, we have to go full pelt. And that's even because, we've played so many games this season.
I guess we do have to work our way backwards then. I mean, not everybody's going to want to touch upon PSG, but briefly then, sounds like okay. Can expectations change during a season as you go along? So we spoke about our expectations at the start of the season. I'm gonna go first.
Go on.
So I thought, give me a third place finish. Don't fall off, Liverpool. Don't do a Wenger. Don't do an Arsenal under Wenger when he left. Don't do a United when Fergie left. Give me consolidate third stroke second place finish, and give me a domestic trophy, and that will be a first class first season for Arne Slot. That was my ambitions at the start of the season. What was yours?
Man, it was very similar. I was like, I would like I wanted to go quite far in the Champions League because I didn't think the Premier League was an option to win. So I was like, if there's one thing we could do, it would be nice to try and go as far as possible in the Champions League just to get a bit excited, have something to be excited about at the end of the season. I think it's nice where you go deep. When you go deep. I think we'd won the cups a lot. Recently we've been in the finals of the Carabao and the FA Cup.
You're not a fan.
No, I am. I've seen it and we've done it. I wanna win the big two more. Like it's like,
but this is my point, Gags.
Yeah.
We weren't in a position to expect that this season.
No, not expect, but I thought if we went as far as possible in the Champions League, it'd be nice to be excited about it. And you never know what could happen. So I didn't have it as a
fast forward, let's say 4 months into December time, with the situation that everything was in.
Yeah.
Did our expectations change? Did your expectations change? Or was you still, no, I'm happy, I'm content?
No.
Because I tell you why I'm asking these questions. This is the way it depends on the narratives that we build up in our own minds in terms of, no, I want more, or greed, or some people say, set your standards high. And some people say, do you know what I mean? It's different perceptions of how you want the season to end.
Yeah.
as opposed to how you wanted it to start or what you wanted at the start. So come Christmas time, I was of the opinion I don't care about any of the cups, like you said. I
Hmm.
want that league title at all costs. And if you bring me that league title, even if it means we get knocked out in the next following round of the Champions League, of the League Cup, of the FA Cup, I'll still be jumping for joy because that's how badly I wanted it by December.
Yeah. I think when I got to the turn of the year,
Mm,
it was, I don't care what happens anywhere else, just give me this league now. I think also just the way that it was a 2-horse race or a 3-horse race. It was two. City kind of started dropping off in November. Post they handled Rodri for a month, I think, and then it just went completely died. Right, they just went through this real bad phase in October, November, I think. And at that point, I knew this is the only chance. Like we're gonna get, like they will reset themselves up like they did last time they capitulated and we won the league. They went 4 in a row. If they don't get
I mean,
punished,
I personally don't think it's simple as that this time round at all.
well, let's
But we'll
see.
see.
Let's
We'll
see.
see. Yeah.
They can buy themselves out of any problem. That's the problem, right?
I don't think
So
they can.
I think they can. I think they can. Until they get punished, they can. They just
No,
will.
I no, no, not in terms of financially or legally. I
Yeah,
mean in terms of actual
players.
players and quality, and they will never dominate like they have done in the last 5 years. Never again.
Well, that would be
I
lovely.
argue, I think it's I
Even
think
if
it's
even if all 3 of our boys leave,
which won't happen. So that's
I know,
hypothetical.
but I'm saying if they do, then it's a possibility right
No,
now.
then
So
it's a wild, wild west, isn't it? We don't know how we replace them. We
exactly.
don't know. We don't know how Rodri will be when he comes back. But we digress. Sorry, you
Anyway,
were saying.
so when it got to the turn of the year and we were ahead, it was just I don't really give a crap about anything else. If I had to choose 2, then it's like win the Premier League and go as far as possible in the Champions League, just to show how good the squad, like just to show how good the manager is more than the
Mm,
squad.
mm.
But now, we've got a chance still to win 2 trophies, which is nice. And that's super, super, super successful if he does the Carabao on Sunday and then carries on to win. I mean, this is the wildest dreams type. Like this is insane season,
But
insane
this,
still.
this, I like this now. Now we're kind of warming up, guys, and thank you for joining us. If you're just joining us, and now we're probably 8 minutes into the conversation. We just went straight into it because so much to get through, so much has happened, and
Mm-hmm.
so much is yet to happen. Um, as I said, I wanted to gauge the mood of the people. See how we're feeling, see how we're doing. There was a bit of despondency from my side after PSG. I'll tell you why,
There
because
will be.
I think we played really well, Gags.
Yeah, we did what we did to them. Not as bad as
Not
what they did
as,
to us,
yeah.
but we did miss a ton of chances, right? Like they
Mm,
missed. And
mm,
we ended up losing 1-0 like they did. And then when you
mm.
get to extra time with this squad and the legs, and then you get to penalties, anything can happen, right? And since most of our penalty takers were gone off the pitch, either injured or taken off the pitch, um, you expect what happened to happen, really. Darwin Nunes being one of your penalty takers is going to leave us in the way it is, And also,
Mm.
their keeper is a specialist, at this, and he showed that big frame of his did the job for them. I found it difficult to be totally despondent because there's so much good still to come in the season for us, and the players have done such an incredible job. And I only look at FSG, I only look at Edwards and Hughes to say, hey, if you really wanted to win this one and get more money into the club from Champions League, you should have supported them in the like I was telling you in the January transfer window when we spoke about it. If you really want to go further, you need another right back or you need a hybrid right back centre back. Look at Gomez and Trent and Bradley all went. 3 injury prone players all got injured. And it ended up hurting us in that game itself, because had we had one of those on the bench, I think the game would be a little bit different. Because it just would have been a bit more solid. Especially because Trent probably wouldn't have played and Bradley would have started and Trent could have come on afterwards. I just think another midfielder would really help the legs. We lost the legs, another controller in there or just a defensive midfielder, a solid one that you think he's never going to sign. Something else in there in the middle to give him that quality that he doesn't, because he's not relying on Ender to start any game ever, right? He's never starting. He's just doing the last 20 minutes.
But then we're going to get into the same old argument when it comes to, I don't know if it's an FSG or the coach issue at the time. Obviously, previously Jurgen Klopp and now Arne Slot. So now it's come to light that Arne Slot was part of the process or part of the decision in terms of, I want to see where we are. I want to give everyone a fair crack of the whip. I want to assess my squad. So that explains the first window.
Then it's Arne's the first window. Yes, I'm talking about January mainly. And if it's Arne's decision in January, then he's to blame too. You know, at the end of the day, let's call what it is. I'm not going to just going to say it's FSG's fault. And if he's in part of that decision to say no, we're not signing anyone, then he's to blame too. And at the end of the day, if you're pissed with that, that's up to you. I will trust him. I'll trust him now in this case because he deserves the trust from how he's performed. And if that's his decision, then fine. He decided to quit on a couple of trophies. And unfortunately for him, one of them was the Champions League. You know, because that's what's going to happen with that kind of squad. And you don't trust.
I'm wary of saying things like, if we had bought one more midfielder, we would have won the Champions League.
Not one. I'm not saying one. I'm saying we would have got further because you can't guarantee a win in the Champions League, man. There is look how hard it is to win that trophy. It's one of the most difficult ones just because.
And also, but then also, Gags, you know, January. And I know we bought gems in January, but we've also kept our powder dry and gone for the target in summer. And without going into names or whatever, maybe it's not possible or wasn't possible to bring in the player that we want, a la Konate a couple of seasons ago, where, you know, we went through a shocking state of injuries at centre back and gave him some duds that he had no intention of ever playing or keeping. I'd rather do the latter and not buy.
Yeah, I agree. I think not moving Jan was fine, says selection.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it's fine, then that's what you get. You get
because ultimately
that's what you get, though.
I tell you why I struggle to make an.
I'm just saying, if it's fine, this is what happens. Okay.
But I'm fine with what happens.
Yeah.
Because what happens is we're 15 points clear in March.
It's awesome.
That's what happens.
Awesome. Like I said.
You get it?
The only thing I'm saying, you're getting me wrong. I was happy with just the Premier League, right?
Right.
We're going to get a bonus.
This is why I want to ask you, when did your expectations fall? When did anyone's expectations change? And then with expectations changing, do our demands start changing now? Because
by the way, all right, Dave's LFC chats. Thank you very much. Yep. But yeah, like I said to you, December, I wanted the Premier League only. What people were saying though around, you know, all the fans, there's a quadruple to be won. I was like, don't talk shit. Because we don't have a squad for a Champions League. We just don't have it to win all of them. So then that's why I was saying to you, demote the Carabao and the FA, because you then get some of that minutes saved for this Champions League, right? Yeah. That's what I was saying. So people were getting me wrong, but I was saying, look, you have to prioritize with this squad because it's not strong enough to go for all four. And look, we've ended up there. If you ask me, am I still happy? I'm ecstatic that we're going to win the Premier League. You're stupid if you're not happy with this season. I'm sorry. You're dumb. This season's gone amazingly well. This season is far beyond anyone's realm of imagination. So we can't complain. We can't. I'm just saying, for those people who wanted a quad or complaining about a quad or complaining about more,
which is quite crazy.
You shouldn't be complaining.
Okay, so I'm gonna pinpoint it a little bit. I'm gonna get into more detail then. So you said, and we agreed, that he needs to rotate and player load management, etc. Do you remember we were having these discussions about a month back, or a couple of months back now? And I want to bring it right forward now to the Southampton at home game, Gags.
Mm-hmm.
The few days before the first leg of the Champions League final, was it? No. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Before the second leg. The Southampton game at home.
Oh, yeah.
Right. He picks the lineup that he does, which is pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, the same lineup that plays against PSG 3 days later. Am I right? Am I wrong? I think it was.
Wow. Was it exactly the same team? Didn't Nunes start? Did Nunes start both?
Oh, sugar. Nunes started.
Yeah. I'll check.
Nunes
Don't worry. We're gonna have a look.
Nunes started against Southampton.
Hmm.
But predominantly, he changed the same. He kept the same midfield, which was.
Yeah, he doesn't change much, does he? Like, let's be honest. He's really not
Now,
changing.
was that in the context of just that tie? Was that a fatal error or misjudgment?
3 changes: Costas, Maka, and Jota didn't start against Southampton, so there were 3. So they came back in. So the 3. Because we were shocked that Maka would be dropped. We thought, no.
Szoboszlai, I believe, played full 90 minutes.
No, 46. They halved it. They did 46. So what he did was smart. He took Jones and Szoboszlai off at Southampton half time and brought in Elliott and Maka, and they changed the game half time, didn't they? Really?
Yeah.
And so that's what he did. And then Grav went off 81. So he gave Szoboszlai and Maka 45 each, basically.
So then, how do we explain the lack of energy in that extra time period?
Because Maka and Szoboszlai went off because they were shattered.
But this is my point. Why,
Well, I don't think that,
because looking forward, I don't like this notion now that, or this narrative that's being built, that we're tired and our midfielders are being overran, because it's March. Like, imagine the league was a little bit tighter. Then it's coming back to your, not theory, but remember we were discussing about how we fall off every season at this time. Do you remember last season we fell off at this time of year? And previous seasons, How do we fix this and cure this moving forward then? Because at the moment we've built up a magnificent lead and it won't come back to bite us in the arse.
I think because the team is nicely set up to play 90 minutes, 95 minutes, whatever it is, 98 minutes if we play that much in a game. But going into extra time, I don't think we've got enough depth. Like I said earlier, I don't think we've got enough depth to cover a Szoboszlai or a Maka coming off, or even now a Trent going off. If you think about it, in this game, what was helping us control the game was Maka, Dom, and Trent. When you get all 3 gone, second half of extra time.
Oh, as soon as Trent got injured, my heart sank.
He was so good. That was his best game. That was his best game of the season. Defensively, going forward, he was driving us. It was awesome. And also, let me just say, you can see Mo's age during this Ramzan for him. He's and that's not a diss to him. Like, hey, he's fasting, man, and he's not going to eat right before a game starts. I don't think that's how footballers work. They have to eat at a certain time in the day so that the food is like, it's digested and all that, and the energy's in the right place in their body. He would just be on liquids before that game to break his fast. So you could see though that he just hasn't the energy. And when April 2nd comes and Eid's done and he's back to some normality of eating and stuff, you'll see the real Mo again, because he'll have full energy. So people saying what happened to Mo, Moses, and I just think he's fasting. And some of the younger guys like Ibu and Trent, they're young. They're in their 20s. That's why they can handle it a bit better. This guy's 32, been playing the top level football with Klopp for a long time. It's going to take a toll. Everyone ages in a different way. So look, loads of things happened. Energy was not in the team. It's okay. That's why that's why Ibu was also cramping up. Just hadn't ate. He's on just drinking. So look, it's fine. These things happen. And like I said, I think it's a squad depth thing, Grizz. When I say a midfielder, if a Zubimendi was in this squad, we went for him, we'd probably be much further away in the league. We'd probably be 24 points clear, and we probably would have beaten PSG, and we probably would be in the FA Cup. Just one player like that, a controlling midfielder, can help so much. And Grav would probably have a lot more energy because he wouldn't be overplayed, because he does look like a shadow.
He absolutely looks like a shadow of himself.
So
last month or so.
Yeah, it does happen, man. And I tell you what, Grav's going to look amazing towards the end of the season. You know why? Because we're playing once a week.
Yeah. Well, basically after Sunday.
Everton and Fulham are just twice in a week, but then after that, it's weekly. And you'll see us.
How boring would that be?
It's going to be boring, but it's going to be fun. And I want everyone to just this could be the last time. If those 3 go, and even if 2 of the 3 go, this could be the last time we win the league in a long time. Because if Ebu doesn't stay as well, and there's a load of things that happen this summer, that, you know, we don't sign up people and we've got to do a reset. Enjoy these last 2 months as much as bloody possible. I want them to win every Premier League game all the way to the end of the season now. And make sure we get as many guards of honors as possible. Relish those guards of honors. We don't know when they're going to come back. So don't be sad about it ending. Be glad it's happening and enjoy every single minute, lads. Every minute. Cheer these boys on Sunday. And then the second onwards, as just sing those hearts out every game, because you don't know when it's going to come back. You don't know when it's going to happen again. We wish it's soon. But let's just bloody enjoy it, man. Just don't take it for granted.
Look, that's lifted the mood, I think, of everyone. It's definitely lifted my mood. You've got a super chat from Suj.
I know, I'm just putting it up. I wanted to get a gap. So big up Gags and brother Grizz. Just leaving this here to remind people, like and subscribe. And this is coming from Aguna. Love for the love, man. This boy, every time, even when Liverpool loses in here, like trying to cheer us up on the weekend, this boy is just something else as an Arsenal fan. I think you're a rare breed, my friend. You're a rare breed.
He looks like, by the way, he looks like me as well.
Wow. We have a doppelganger, Grizz, and he's much kinder than you, Grizz. Look at this.
No, he's much kinder than me. I'm a horrible person. Yeah.
Let's just go through some of these.
Let's go through some of these.
We have 3 points more than this time last season. We're on to win our next game. He does this every week. Goal ratio. He does this every week.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Bring this. So we have 3 points more.
Yeah, because we broke down after this. Yeah, we broke down.
We broke down at this point, didn't we?
The last 2 weeks, the last 2 months were the hardest for us. And that's
so how many points did we end up on last season? 83?
82?
82?
Yeah. So I did this analysis, by the way.
Go on. I like this one.
If we end the season the same way we ended last season, got the same amount of points, we'd end up on 85 points, which is the maximum Arsenal can get right now. And you know they're not winning every game. We're literally the champions already. So even if we capitulated like last year, we'd still finish on the same amount of points they can get if they win 10 in a row. And they ain't winning 10 in a row. So guys, it's done.
Relax. Okay. Can our capitulation?
We drew 4 and we lost 2 last year.
I was gonna say, Gags, can our capitulation though? There's a spanner in the works, and I'm about to throw it at you. Can our capitulation be worse? Because you just said
no, not with a game a week now. Not with the way it's going. Because at this point last season, we were hanging on. We went to a Carabao final where we literally had just kids playing the whole thing, and then we carried another month. We carried on for another month with players just coming back. But then we overplayed those players coming back, and they broke down again, and that's where it ended. So we're not in that point where people have broken down. And now if they start breaking down with a month to go, we'll crawl over the line, but we'll get there. We'll get there because we still have 5 home games, Grizz, and that's the key.
All right, I'm just saying. I know you said capitulate like last season. I just said what's to stop us from capitulating worse than last season?
I don't think we will. I really don't. I am so confident.
The squad's in a healthier position. We have far less injuries. The home factor, the experience factor, we'll have learned, So I'll read this next one out. Damo says, would fitness levels in extra time have been more equal against another Premier League team who faced the same number of games and similar intensity within games? PSG don't have real competition in League One. I think Gags referenced this earlier, didn't you, Gags?
Mm-hmm. I think if they did play Arsenal or if they did play Man City now, like Arsenal's injury hit squad, if we were playing Arsenal in this game in extra time, I reckon they would have been dead. They would have been completely out of it. I think Man City as well, if they were in this with us in extra time, they would have been completely, we should have beaten. Look, let's be honest, that second leg, we edged we fluked the first leg. Yep. We should have won the second leg. We should have finished some chances and they off the line.
So let's get into it now very briefly before we start looking ahead to the Carabao Cup, right? I said something this morning and some found it controversial and some were fine with it, as is with social media. I said it's fine. I mean, I was praising him, but I said one line that maybe irked a few. And I said, it's fine to admit that Luis Enrique, who is a far more experienced coach at this level, has pretty much won it all as a player as well. And it's fine to say he outmanaged Slot, not tactically per se, but just the whole management of the two legs. He was the better manager. And obviously some people were like, no, there was no, how can you say that? Well, I think he was prepared for more eventualities, which ended up actually coming to fruition, because I think his plans in extra time, or the levels of control, fitness, the actual players that he had on the pitch were better managed than Slot, who I thought not panicked, but I think made the wrong moves at the wrong time. But maybe he was forced to, which again comes down to management overall. Look,
Well,
look, Slot's magnificent.
It comes to squad strength as well.
Of course it
like
does.
a Doué coming on, who's 19-year-olds, looks like he's going to be a game changer in the future. Like, we don't, they just have all this quality, like Emery, all these players that were just so technically solid.
No,
like
I get that. I get the squad.
They have a second 11 that's very similar to the first. Let's put it that way. Whereas if you did that in our squad, the second 11 is a shadow of the first. Would you agree? Like, it's not nowhere near the first team, and they have players in hand that can really, So I think it comes down to squad quality. Like I was saying right at the start, like I was saying in January, our squad quality isn't enough to go far in multiple competitions. We're going to get found out energy levels wise. If we did have it, if it was Klopp's 2018, 2019 team, I honestly think the squad was stronger, was better to handle going far in the Champions League and going like the year before where we went neck and neck with City. I still think that's the best Premier League team of all time, and no one's going to agree with me or whatever. But we went 97 points, won the Champions League. Who's done that? Anybody done that? And we were just beaten by 115 FC, right? So you're not going to see that level of. And we went out of the domestic cups early that year.
Yeah.
But 197 points in the Premier League and winning the Champions League.
Insane.
Like, you
we were the best team. We were the best team in the world at that time.
We were.
In that period, we were the best team in the world.
Yeah, it was insane. It was insane. And like, the quality was good though. Whoever was coming in was doing something, was playing really well. Even the subs were coming in.
But again, that was the season where still the same amount of numbers though, Gags. Numbers wise, it was still the same. It's just that we were blessed with no fitness issues. So you can still, in my opinion, what that proves is you can still do that with a 16-man squad.
Yeah, I think your prime spine needs to be amazing. So the prime spine, like, it was in prime form, the spine was. So you had a front three was in prime. You had Van Dijk, Fabinho, prime. And then you had those two fullbacks in the prime of their lives. Like, literally, I think, it's an all-timer. It's an all-timer team as well. And we're just...
I think, look, it's been sensational. Like we said at the start of the season, it's been a dream come true this season. Slot is learning. Slot is a very inexperienced coach. Let's not forget that. In the grand scheme of things, in terms of on this level of high level football, Champions League at the very, very highest level. Enrique is a bit of a wily old fox. He's been around. Look at the clubs he's managed. National team, Barcelona, PSG. The caliber is there. And I just think, Gags, did we need to be so gung-ho? Especially we were winning the tie at halftime. Did we fall into the Anfield hype train mode in terms of attack, and leave ourselves too vulnerable at the back? Because I found too many easy transitions for PSG still. Should we have set up more? Was this a little bit, I just want to put it out there, was this a little bit of Rodgers versus Mourinho in that ill-fated 2013-14 game?
No. Look, on another day, that chance from Mo which hit that guy's knee and went over?
Yeah.
There's some games where that goes into the top corner. It takes the deflection and goes in. You're talking fine lines here. We could have scored 2 or 3 against PSG that night. like they could have scored 2 or 3 against us the week before. So if it just goes your way, sometimes it goes your way. Grizz, he has to play the way he wants to play, and I think, as selection says here, he took the right approach, because you go with a defensive approach in, you're playing like, I don't know, Arsenal, and we've been
Not a defensive approach, but we don't need to win that game of football yesterday. That's my point.
No,
we draw, we go through.
Yeah, agreed.
So that doesn't mean we go on the defensive. That just means we play transition football, which we're bloody devastatingly good at as well.
Yeah, we are. I don't know.
I know it's fine margins. Look, it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Like you said, we could have easily scored a couple of goals, and if we, one of those chances goes in, Kwanzaa hits the post. Salah, the second chance where he cuts in, and 8 times out of 10 he hits the target and it's a goal. Donnarumma has a bit of an inspired night, obviously, later on. And the penalty shootouts, I'm going to be honest, I knew we've lost. As soon as it went into, after 90 minutes, I knew we did have nothing in it.
No.
But look, we're out of the Champions League. Couple of days to sort of refresh ourselves, get into the right mentality again, and look forward to a League Cup final, Gags, on the weekend against Newcastle United. Who does this mean more to?
I think it will mean more to Newcastle if they won it, because they haven't won a trophy for so bloody long. It would definitely mean more. We've won 2 in the last 4 years, something like that. But for Slot, I think it would mean everything. As a manager, winning your first trophy is always the huge one, and it gives you a taste of success. And I think the squad with Slot, because obviously most of the squad won this last year, so they've been there, done it. I hope they still have that hunger for the manager on Sunday, because I think he'll drill it into them. We got to win this for us all, so that we can go on for the rest of the season and just show the rest of the country how good we are. And it sets that. But if you lose this one as well after PSG, the daggers come out, the doubt comes in. I still think we'll do well after a break, to finish the league. But it takes a little bit. I think the players will feel the
Well, explain it. What does it take? What happens? So look, let's do all the scenarios.
Up a little bit, doesn't it? From you lose a final, it hurts. You lose to PSG at home, it hurts. Like PSG's owner came out and goes, "That's the greatest night in the history of our Champions League history, because winning at Anfield is that special." That tells you something about how big this club is, how big our European. So losing to PSG for us then is a little bit of a gutting experience, because for them it's the biggest thing ever, one of the richest clubs in the world. But for us, it's damn. How did we lose to PSG?
I think if we had gone through, my answer would have been slightly different. I would have absolutely agreed with you in terms of this means far more to Newcastle than to Liverpool. I think now, in the grand scheme of things, I do see your points about what it means to Slot, and as us as a fan base, because 2 pots are better than 1 pot, right? And not many teams in history win 2 pots in a season, and not many coaches. In fact, will he be the first ever manager in the Premier League to win 2 trophies in his first season?
He could very well be.
We know Conte won the league in his first season. We know Jose.
Yeah.
Did he win 2 though? Other trophies? Has any coach, guys? Has any coach? Let us know in the chat. Has any coach?
He's saying Jose Mourinho replica season.
Oh, Mourinho's
done it twice.
Mourinho's done it twice.
What, as a first-time manager? That's interesting.
No,
did he win the Carabao in his first year as well? What was the year? 2004.
He beat us, didn't he?
Did he?
No.
Wow.
Mourinho won the Carabao Cup first season along with the PL. So so he can equal that then. Which is, look, to equal the achievement of one of the
They did.
greatest
They beat.
coaches
They
of all
beat
time.
us. You're right. They did beat us.
They beat us, didn't they?
Huh? Is that right? Oh, the Nunes scored. It's the other Nunes. It was the
Remember?
other Nunes we
Andy
had.
Carroll. Remember Carroll? Remember the
That was
disallowed
that was the FA Cup.
Oh,
That was
sorry.
the FA Cup. Yeah, that was the FA Cup. That was in 2011-12.
Oh, okay, okay.
This was Millennium Stadium. Gerrard scored an own goal.
Oh,
Like
yes.
we were ahead for ages. Gerrard scored, then Drogba scored, then Kesman scored, then Nunes scored to make it 3-2, but we lost in the end.
So look, we head into then Newcastle, and I think it's taken on a bit of importance. What are we doing then, Gags? How are we winning this? How are we winning this League Cup final on Sunday? Considering the changes we're going to have to make, obviously, namely Trent, obviously they're without Gordon and Hall, which is two huge blows for them. Let's try and pick a team then. Now, apparently, Kelleher will start and go. Thoughts?
Love it. Yeah, fine by me. He's a penalty, saves the penalties if we go there. I
Surprised
think
he doesn't go
No.
back to the main man?
No, not surprised at all. I think he's probably promised him that he plays in this game.
Mm.
You know, to stay. He probably said, hey, if you stay, you'll play all the cup games.
Yeah,
And
fair shout.
even if we get to the final, you know, so if you promise someone, and I think he probably has, and Ali got probably promised the Champions League and the Premier League, so that's how you keep people happy. And if you stick by your word, you get a lot of trust from players. So I think it's fine to start Kelleher. I love him. I think he's a good player, and I think he'll give everything in that final again.
As our resident Ali says in the chat, his last game. What a way to end. What a way to go.
Could be his last game, unless Slot plays him in a Premier League game to finish it off as well. But I doubt it.
All right. The big talking point, the good question. There's no point hiding away from it. Well, there's a couple actually. Sorry, but right back, massive, huge blow. Look, I agree with you. That was Trent. That was Trent's impression of Steven Gerrard. I'm not gonna lie. He was magnificent. He was on the way. He was gonna win us the game in that final half an hour, man. Just something tells me he was dynamo. I've never seen him like that since his.
He was brilliant. He was really brilliant.
He's out.
Brilliant. I know.
Kwanzaa came on.
Did well. Did okay.
And did very well.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't fault him. He didn't make any mistakes. He was running down that wing and got a few good crosses in, got a few good headers, nearly scored. Like, he gave us a threat, by the way, off of set pieces with Ibu, with VVD, with Nunes on the pitch. Oh my God, we just look like something's going to go in somewhere. But their keeper, Flapperjack, just flapped everything away. And nothing fell for us in the box when he was flapping. So we got to, the keeper got away with a few things, but we look really dangerous. But I don't think he.
Is that it then? Is that
I don't think he starts. No, I don't think he starts.
Oh, okay.
The way Slot saying Curtis could be right back, the way Slot saying we could play Tsimikas at right back today, like he's throwing things out there. Is he trying to confuse Howe? But I think it might make a bit of sense, because Robbo can play the full 90. Maybe Tsimikas plays at right back. Because he goes another fullback could always play there, and it's more of a defensive option for us. Like, he doesn't need to go forward on the right. He sticks around and just keeps it solid. Again, there's no Gordon, is there, to hurt him?
No Harvey Barnes though, good player.
Yeah, but that's probably good for Tsimikas though. I reckon he's not going to charge forward. What's he going to cross with his right foot? He can't cross with his right foot. He's going to have to cut back every time.
Wow, guys, a Gags Tandon bomber.
Well, no, it's not, because he said it. It was Slot that said it.
I think Slot was just playing games.
Well, then, because I think you keep a centre back
on the bench.
Maybe, yeah, because if Ibu's just a bit. What about if Ibu?
Endo. Oh, God. Well, this is it, though. This is it. It's going to be Endo.
Endo versus Isaac. They will target that boy all night long.
Gravenberch has played there.
No. If Ibu can't start. Kwanzaa's playing centre back.
No, Ibu's starting.
Fine.
So Kwanzaa's at right back.
Okay.
Or you genuinely don't think? No, but tell me what you think.
I mean, if I had the choice, it'd have to be
Yes.
Kwanzaa. It would have to be
That's
Kwanzaa
it then.
because
That's it
you
then.
know that's
Okay,
the
if you had a
history.
choice, if you had
Yeah.
a choice, and we have got a choice, it's Kwanzaa.
And also, it's the recent history of what Slot's done. It's put him there if everybody's out. You know. Well, this
So-
is a good shout.
Absolute no chance. It's not.
No.
No. Thanks for the chat, though. So the other two are obvious.
Isaac versus his future club, Gags. He will do the job and win us the League Cup. What
Yeah.
the? He will.
Left back. Gags, hit me with the left back.
It's gonna be Robbo, isn't it?
Rightly so, or
I think he's been okay lately. Last few games. Did he
No
play
major
badly against?
I
don't think he played.
I think he
Yeah.
played well. I
Yeah,
think he
yeah.
played well.
Yeah.
Both fullbacks were like rocking back the years.
I know. They really tried hard. Like, it's a shame that we went out. Really is, but that's what it is.
Right. Gravenberch, Maka,
My God.
Sabozalai.
I might even drop Grav, you know.
Wow.
I might play Maka and Dom as the pivots, and because then Dom's got some pace to cover everyone, and then I'd play Curtis as the 10 instead.
Thinking.
Because Grav's just not got the legs at the moment, and if he comes on for 30 minutes, it might be better for him. You know, might be better for us if he comes on as a sub.
Because their strength is in their midfield. Let's not get it twisted. Gamaraj, Joe Linton,
Yeah.
and who's the other one? The Italian.
I think this is Fable. His physicality is gone right now. I think Dom, Mac, and Curtis will be way stronger and way more physical right now. They're just way stronger.
Curtis has dropped off though, Gags, as well. I'm worried about Curtis Jones.
If Curtis can't get up for a final, then there's something wrong, and it proves he needs to be changed as well. Then this season, Curtis will be up for this,
especially after the penalty miss.
Yeah, absolutely. And his message on Twitter was great. That I own it. This is what I made the mistake. I missed the pen, but we got 10, to play for. And also, I think when you haven't got a Scouser in Trent, put the Scouser in, man.
Ooh.
Put the Scouser in.
So
he's going to play.
Gravenberch.
I would drop Grav. Like anyone tell me Grav's playing brilliant right now. I love him, by the way. I love him. You're telling me he's made a massive difference to the team right now? No, he hasn't.
He's pretty much a passenger.
If you put, I think this is out of order. Like that's out of order. That's completely out of order. He's not garbage. I would say, and I think I agree with selection as well. Both Jones and Dom start. So if they start, Maka has to start. Without Maka, this team doesn't have the control. We have to play Maka.
Oh, there is, that's non-negotiable, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Dom and Maka are defo. It's between Grav and Curtis. And people are saying Slot ain't dropping Grav, but he has to.
He won't. He won't drop him.
He needs the rest, though. He's not playing great.
He won't drop him. So I get it. I see the angle that you're taking, and I agree with the points about Gravenberch. But I think he has to go with him. It's one last game, basically. It is one last game, in effect.
It's a massive pitch as well, man.
It's a massive pitch. All right.
He's running in treacle sometimes.
He's running in treacle. Well, we've got a few forwards that are running in treacle as well right now. So
I don't think they're running in treacle. I think they're just low confidence. They are running actually their heart out. Let's be honest. Diaz works harder than anyone on the pitch, but unfortunately just can't produce jack shit. And Nunes, for all the huff and puff, has nothing between his ears. So he'll keep running and running and running and running, but there's nothing in between the bloody years, right? So they both got plenty of energy, believe me, but they've just got nothing going for them right now. They got nothing going for them right now. This is the game where you want something to go for them. Don't even get me started on Jota. I was saying to
I need
somebody
you
last
to
week.
start because we have to discuss this now. This is the headache that we have, and we're not even the coach. Like, what are we going to do? All right. Mohamed Salah is there.
Would you give Chiesa a start? Out of nowhere to shock how?
No, I don't think they get on.
Oh, the manager doesn't get on with Chiesa, you think?
No,
Okay.
I think there's been a rift.
Yeah, fair enough, because he's not playing enough. It's not good, right?
I don't think he's been impressed with Chiesa's attitude and levels of interest, energy in and around. But now's not the time to discuss that.
Indian Scouser says, unpopular opinion, the fact that he mentioned this, what if Curtis does play right back so we can have a CB option on the bench in case an emergency later on?
Yeah, that's what we were discussing, but I think he's going to see Endo as the emergency centre back.
What about Gakpo? Like, what's happening? Like, he doesn't look fit, but do you reckon some more training this week helps him out and he starts?
Yeah, it has to, right? Because he was only out for 2 weeks.
What's going on?
Why has he lost like all energy in 2 weeks, man? What's the brother been doing?
I actually feel like Gakpo's like saving himself for the cup final. I swear to God, he's just been like...
This is the Gakpo Cup.
Yeah.
So taking that into consideration as this is the Gakpo Cup, are you starting Gakpo?
I have to start Gakpo, man. Like,
wow.
And then he probably puts Diaz up top, just for energy.
So neither Jota or Nunes, get out. Both of you.
How
absolute shit last month.
I'm sorry, Nunes, right? Love him for like popping up with some goals here and there. But the way he played against PSG, like this week, after the other week where he did well, this week, stopping running when he's onside, just like passing the ball to Mo, not looking up, passing it out of play. Just, he's so not in tune with anyone in the team. That's impossible after 3 years, man.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. It's like impossible to do. Jota has lost all of his confidence completely.
So Jota's injury was actually a punctured lung, wasn't it? Or fractured lung. I think it was a punctured lung. Yeah. It was quite a serious injury, right? Yeah. Now that was a far more serious injury, right? And it's obviously taken its toll on him, the way he's playing, his movement. He was never quick, but he was a powerful runner. And now he seems to have lost his power in his running. I think there's a massive, massive lack of pace in our attack. We never would have said this 2-3 seasons ago, 4 seasons ago.
No, there's pace, bro. Like Darwin.
Where is the pace?
No, Darwin and Diaz are fast. The problem is I don't want to.
Diaz. I think Diaz, since Partey took his ankle out against Arsenal, I think Diaz has lost that.
They do have it. It's just that Darwin just can't time anything. He just can't time anything. He's offside all the time. He just cannot time anything at all. And I just think with the other stuff, Gakpo's not slow, by the way. Once he gets going,
he's not slow, but he looked like.
And Mo has lost lots of speed.
Bro, Gakpo played like he's been in Jaiwala all day long. No, he went through the whole menu at Jaiwala. He went through the whole menu at Jaiwala, and then decided to turn up. And
man's been partying.
Oh, that was me and you, man. Come on, man. Last week we were talking about Pakore and samosa, man.
That was him.
This brother had them before the game. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that was an atrocious cameo from Gakpo. Atrocious cameo from Jones. Who else came on? Just didn't have Elliot.
Everyone was rubbish that came on.
They made us worse. Every sub made us worse.
Absolutely.
So what are we doing then?
No, Gakpo's starting with Mo, right? Even Mo at 50% is worth it just because he does something
right.
amazing.
No, we know. We didn't even discuss Mo, but okay.
And I think we got to go Diaz. I just think out of the three that are there, at least he's mobile. At least he does have a great touch on him sometimes. At least he
their
has.
so their defenders are big, tall, powerful type defenders. Dan Burns and Shaw, right?
Yeah. So
Fabian
there's
Shaw.
no
Both
point in
front
going
foot.
with a. There's no point in going with a target man against them. It's got to be in defeat.
They're both not quick though, Gags.
Well, exactly. Diaz will be faster than him, bro. Much faster. I don't think Jota will. And I don't think Jota will be faster. And I don't think Darwin will time his
They
runs.
play a high line, man. They play a high line.
Diaz will outpace both of those easily.
He doesn't make runs in behind, Gags. That's my biggest issue. And nor does Gakpo. And nor does Salah now. So if we play that front three, I think that three is used against teams that we think may have equal possession as much as us. Are we anticipating Newcastle to have equal possession as us?
We haven't played a high line team for a long time. So I disagree with that. We don't make those runs. I think when you see a team with a lot more with playing the high line, you'll start seeing a lot more of those runs coming and timing coming. And I think Mo and Gakpo are dangerous at that point, big time, because the crossfield crosses, all the stuff to the far post with Gakpo, that's the key for us as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just, it's, it's interesting, but I think that's the best way to go personally.
I guess it's great timing then in terms of we're talking about pace and attackers and forwards. Well, a good friend of yours and mine, Sam Maguire, has just tweeted an exclusive. Can I read it out?
Yeah, of course, man.
So Sam Maguire has said exclusive. I haven't gone into the article. He says Liverpool have Julian Alvarez on their radar again. Looked at signing him last summer, but dealing with Manchester City wasn't straightforward.
Well, first and foremost, let's not allow him to take any penalties because he can't double touch shit, right? We just can't. But let me say, all jokes apart, if we sign that boy, I will be very, very excited because he's very special. And if he plays as a 9 in a team for slot, holy hell, is that a finisher, a shot on him? Why would Atletico deal with us? Maybe for Darwin? I don't know. Why would they do that?
Look, and absolutely no doubting Sam's information. I absolutely believe Sam's information.
Well, being in for him and getting him is two different things anyway.
It's two different things. Yeah. In my humble opinion, there is less than 15% chance of getting Alvarez out of Atletico Madrid. From what I understand and read, and for what I understand, read of the situation, he is over the moon to be there. Every core of his is like playing for Simeone is a dream.
Yes, but he's not going to win the league there. Whilst this new Barcelona's there, no, they won't beat them.
They're top. They play Barcelona this weekend. Yes.
Are they top now? Well, okay, fair enough. I thought Barca were top.
No. Atletico are going for the title.
Well, Barca have a game in hand and 5 goals on them.
They play them this weekend, brother.
Okay, at home. Well, we'll see. We'll see then. We'll see because they still got a game in hand.
Julian Alvarez is absolutely.
I think this new Barca with Lamine Yamal and Real are better than them and stronger than them. So I honestly think it's a great 3-horse race in La Liga, by the way. But I think
there's more chance. I think there's more chance of us signing Isaac than Alvarez.
I think the price point of Alvarez will be way less than Isaac.
Of course.
And I think that's why we would be. And if we put 100 million on Atleti's plate, they will take it. They would.
I don't think he comes. I don't think he comes.
I bet he would. Wait up. Doesn't he have a teammate that won the World Cup with him in our squad? Whoa. Yes or no?
No, yes. I can't argue with fact.
Yeah, and doesn't he? He knows. That's a fact. That will Atleti ever win the Champions League? Ever? I do not see it. Will Liverpool win the Champions League? Everyone will say yes, they will. At some point, they will.
Okay. Well, we kind of digressed. It was a good segue. Into sort of the talking point that we were discussing our forwards. We need pace. We need directness, I think, in goal.
We need finishing as well,
We
more
need
than
finishing.
anything.
And Alvarez has all of that. I thought he was the best
Has
player.
it all, and he has it all.
I thought he was the best player on the pitch yesterday.
Yeah, he's great. Unfortunately, his penalty
Julian Alvarez was the best player on the pitch yesterday.
Very unlucky. Very, very unlucky with his penalty the other day.
Yeah, Billy G says apparently him and Maka are best mates.
Who said?
Billy G says apparently him and Maka are best mates.
Is that in the chat?
Yeah.
Billy G. Oh yeah, of course. Apparently him and Maka are best mates.
Yeah.
So what are you going to bet with me? I'm confused.
That he won't come. You said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
But look, it's coming to the end of the show. As usual, time has absolutely blitzed and flown by.
Oh my God, really? We've got 5 minutes. Come on.
Have we finalized? No, that's what we're coming to the finalizing the team and giving a sort of how this game is going to go.
It's a final, mate. It could go anyway. I pray for once in our lifetime, can we just have a final with no stress? A final where we just finish it in the first half. Can we just enjoy a game of football for once without having any stress? Because it would be very nice, Liverpool, for once in our history, for us to just have an easy game. Because every single final is like
can't see it.
Can't see it.
Can't see it. Well, I genuinely think an easy game and all that.
I'm going to predict it just because if it happens, then it's the first time in a while it'll happen.
Don't do it.
Let's say we're going to romp them. There you go.
I think this is going to extra time.
Well, it's going to be painful if it goes. Selections like, why would a final be stress-free? Why can't it be? We've had some really old ones in the olden days when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, against Everton they were stress-free. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, there was a couple of stress-free when we were kids, man.
My first ever FA Cup fight. My first ever memories of a cup final were beautiful and easy when Rush scores that goal, that hits the stanchion, against Everton. Beautiful.
3-1.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, and also we beat Newcastle in a final 3-0. Right in this, I think it was the olden days, 70s. Let's repeat that.
We beat Man United in the League Cup final very comfortably as well. Do you remember when Steven Gerrard scored that humdinger?
Yeah.
That was very nice and comfy as well.
Oh, that was. No, it was tight. We scored at the end. Owen had to go on a break.
Yeah, right. It was comfy. I didn't feel threatened at all.
So you think? Thank you very much, Brad. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, my friend. We're glad you enjoyed it. We're glad we had this chat. As I said, there were sections of the fan base that were a little bit despondent, down, etc. Blah blah blah. But we hope we've cheered you up. We've got you in the mood for the final. And Gags has definitely got me up for it. His roles have reversed because a few months ago, he was not looking forward to League Cup. He was like, oh, play the dinner ladies, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward 5-6 weeks and Gags is up for it. And
Why though? I was scared about the league form being affected by the cups.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were right, and we've kind of got past that, which is nice. But I do think the great thing about the season was Arsenal messing up so many times, because even if we were going ahead in the Champions League now, I reckon Slot would probably focus on the Champions League more because of the points that we've got. But still, it would have been hard every week for these players. We would have been having really turgid games, like getting them over the line. It'd just be like edgy all the time. Every game would be like a slog for them. It would feel that way because, like I said, it's just not a strong squad. Not a strong quality squad, let's say. It's a 13-14 quality player squad, and if you want to win all the big trophies, you've got to have at least 18-19 strong players, I think.
Well, this is why a lot of emphasis will be in the summer on squad building. Not necessarily players that come into the first 11, because our first 11 is still very strong. Of course, we still need a starting striker, because right now, we don't know who our starting strikers. What's this? Damo says, no chance of straightforward and stress-free Gags. We're a club that conceded a goal after a beach ball ended up on the pitch.
You know what? And that was illegal.
Only us.
That referee effed up. He effed up so bad it shouldn't be allowed.
Oh my God. But did it affect us in the long run or anything?
I think so. We were in a title race. I'm sure we were. Was it the Benitez era?
It was the Benitez.
Any foreign object touches a ball, and it goes towards the goal, it should be disallowed. That's the rule.
Oh gosh, only us, right? Only us. Oh no, hold on. Only us and Atletico.
Yeah, only us and Atletico.
Only us and Atletico.
But we've got more European Cups, so Alvarez should join us anyway.
Exactly. But we listen. Cup final. I'm in the mood. Gags has got me in the mood. Hopefully, Gags and me have got you. Me and Gags have got you guys in the mood. Another episode of Chat G&G is in the can, and this time it's the League Cup final.
Yeah.
And I think I'm in agreement with Gags. I think we do win it. Absolutely, we do win it. I think it's going to go to all the way. Gags thinks we're going to rump home.
Because I have to be different to you. I can't say the same bloody thing. And I knew you.
But you don't think it's going to be extra time penalties?
No, I hope not. I really hope not. Please.
I genuinely think it will be, but I think we win it. I think we win it.
Luckily, I'm staying in London, so should be fine.
Are you staying in London? All right, we'll have a catch up. I'll message you. All right, we'll go for some
after the game.
Before or after? No,
yeah.
No, it's gonna have to be after.
Fine. Let me know.
Before we're working on the Big Six. We've got
dude says in the past. you said this. Another show in the can.
It rhymed with can, isn't it? So if you say can, you got to say something else as well that rhymes with it. And the only thing I could think of is pan. But listen, it's been wonderful. I've enjoyed it.
Look,
it's good to be back.
Yes, it's great. And we've got international break coming up, but me and Grizz will be here each week. There will be no game.
We'll have a squad. We'll have a squad. I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And I haven't even discussed it with Boss Man, but brainstorming live. Exclusive live on air brainstorming. Me and Gags will do not squid games, we'll do squad games. We will have a look through our squad.
And where we need to
stays and who goes. How's that for a show for Chat G&G in the international break? Don't say we don't give you great quality content.
Absolutely. And remember, guys, just because we went out of the Champions League doesn't mean it's all doom and gloom. Such a fantastic season. Get behind the boys. Absolutely, sing and support as much. No negativity for the next 2 weeks, please. Just get behind them all the way from here to Everton game. Get behind them. No matter what happens on Sunday, get behind them every time, because you don't know what's going to be around the corner after May.
Cherish these moments.
Absolutely.
Cherish these moments. But guys, thank you very much for joining us today. It's been a wonderful show. Hopefully next week we will have League Cup under the belt, and then we can march
to the title.
March to the title. Bring home number 20, babes. Chat G&G with you on a Friday night. Over and out. Take care.